YouTube. I saw this video like in the morning, and I really want to react to it, so yeah.
Like, some players can take the same deck as you and yet dominate every match, but you aren't able to do the same? What if I told you that
really.
The secret isn't...
Wait, is it
ever
playing
wondered
inside
why
of the
some
laundry room?
players can take the same deck as you and yet dominate every match, but you aren't...
This guy's playing in the laundry room, bro. He's a real goat, for real.
able to
Doing
do the
your laundry
same? What if I told
Clash
you that
Royale?
the secret isn't just in the cards they use, but how they use them together? In Clash Royale, success doesn't just come from having the best cards, it comes from synergy. Today we're breaking down the magic behind card combinations that make good decks great, and how you can take advantage of these powerful synergies to level up your game. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly why some cards work better together. What exactly is card synergy? In Clash Royale, synergy refers to a way different cards complement each other to create combinations that are far more powerful together than they are alone. In other words, synergy is about finding cards that team up to cover each other's weaknesses and increase their strengths. When you build a deck with strong synergy, you create a balanced and dominant strategy that's harder to counter, more flexible, and able to...
You had to pick this example. Mega Knight P.E.K.K.A, bro. Yeah, just quit the channel, bro. Just quit it.
Adapt to different situations. Think of synergy like a sports team. No single player, no matter how skilled, can win the game by themselves. The key is teamwork.
I'd argue. If Messi was put against 15 2-year-olds that just started soccer, I think they could beat them.
The players need to communicate, cover each other, and exploit the opposition's weaknesses. This same principle applies to Clash Royale decks. It's not enough to throw together a bunch of strong cards, you need cards that work in harmony. Imagine this, you've got the ultimate damage dealer but no way to protect it. Now it's vulnerable, right? But with the right synergy, that same damage dealer becomes unstoppable. Wanna know how? Let's take a look at two synergies that have stood the test of time and uncover why.
I think it's gonna be Hog Rider Ice Spirit.
They work so well. The Lava Hound and Balloon synergy is one of the most iconic heavy push combos in the game. The Lava Hound acts as a massive tank that soaks up all the damage, while the Balloon deals devastating damage to the enemy's tower. While your opponent focuses on taking down the Lava Hound, the Balloon can slip past and deliver crushing blows. This combo works because the Lava Hound's lava pops can also serve as a distraction once the Hound pops. Meanwhile, the Balloon continues to hammer away at the tower. Opponents are forced to choose. Do they defend the house or the Balloon? Want to make your lava balloon push even scarier? Add a miner to tank the tower after your balloon locks on. Suddenly, your opponent's defenses crumble even faster. Synergies aren't only present on offense though. The next synergy we're looking at is one of the most devastating defensive combos that has troubled players throughout the years. The Tornado and Executioner synergy is a perfect example of how control-based combos can dominate the battlefield. Tornado pulls enemy troops into a tight group, allowing the Executioner's sweeping axe to hit everything at once. This combination is deadly against swarms as it maximizes the Executioner's splash damage potential. This synergy shines in defense, but it can also be used offensively, especially when you're dealing with decks that rely on overwhelming numbers. It turns chaos into control, making it easier to manage even the most aggressive pushes. Now that we've covered some classic synergies, the question is, how do you build synergy into your decks? It's all about understanding the roles that different cards play and finding combinations that cover each.
Why did this guy look like he's about a nut, bro? This is like the face like somebody has when they're about a nut, bro. Like, no Diddy, no nothing. Like, this is literally the face. If you ever see somebody in public and like you're a bad girl, like 10 out of 10, with like a fat ass, you know, just know they're gooning to you right now. I just wanted to put that out there.
Synergy into your decks. It's all about understanding the roles that different cards play and finding combinations that cover each other's weaknesses while amplifying their strengths. It is extremely important to identify roles in your deck. Every card in your deck has a specific role. Whether it's a tank, a support unit, or a win condition, Each card brings something unique to the table. The key to building synergy is making sure that these roles complement each other. For example, tanks like Giant, Golem and Lava Hound absorb damage and protect your damage dealers. Support units like Wizard, Electro Dragon and Musketeer deal high damage and help clear away defensive troops. Spells like Fireball, Poison and Lightning provide area control and chip away at towers or enemy troops. When building a deck, make sure you have a balance of these roles and look for cards that work well together. If your tank is weak against swarms, include a splash damage support unit or spell that can handle them. If your win condition needs time to deal damage, pair it with cards that can distract or stall the opponent's troops. Here's a secret. The best decks aren't just about having powerful cards. They're about how you make those cards work together to overwhelm your opponent. As you progress through Clash Royale, you'll notice that higher level players rely on more complex synergies. These aren't just about brute force or basic combos, they're about mastering timing, placement and elixir management. Let's explore some advanced synergies that can give you a serious edge in competitive play. The Miner and Poison synergy is all about chip damage and control. The Miner serves as a sneaky win condition that can target enemy towers or key defensive troops, while Poison slowly wears down anything near the Miner's deployment point. The beauty of this combo is that it applies constant pressure, forcing your opponent to defend with troops that will gradually be taken out by the Poison's damage over time. What makes this synergy deadly is how well the Miner and Poison complement each other. The Miner targets specific threats, while Poison creates an area of denial, punishing your opponent for grouping their defenses too closely.
Yeah, but what if I put a
combo is
right
all
there?
about patience. It's not a fast win, but it's an inevitable one if you can keep the pressure on. Chip away at their tower and watch the frustration build. This synergy is a fan favorite and it's easy to see why. The Goblin Giant acts as a massive tank, absorbing hits, while Sparky charges up its devastating attack. If your opponent doesn't have a proper counter for Sparky, this combo can be game-ending. The key to success with Goblin Giant plus Sparky is timing and support. You need to protect your Sparky at all costs. Cards like Electro Wizard or Zap can reset Sparky's charge, so including cards like Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Dark Prince can help keep your push alive. Once Sparky gets cards like Electro Wizard or Zap can reset Sparky's charge, so including cards like Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Dark Prince can help keep your push.
Does every Sparky deck have freaking Goblin Giant in it? Yeah, literally every single Sparky. No, it's because it's Sparky Control. God Sparky Outbreak. God Sparky. Skeleton King. Giant Sparky. Okay. Goblin Outbreak. Yeah, okay. That's cool.
Live. Once Sparky gets a shot off on your opponent's tower, it's lights out. Understanding synergy isn't just about offense, it's also about defense. To be a great player, you need to recognize your opponent's synergies and know how to counter them effectively. Let's talk about some common synergies and how to break them apart. A common synergy you'll face is the Hog Rider plus Ice Golem combo. The Ice Golem tanks for the Hog Rider, distracting your defenses while the Hog deals damage. To counter this, you can use buildings like Cannon or Tesla to distract the Hog, while using cheap cycle units like Skeletons or Ice Spirit to deal with the Ice Golem. Alternatively, cards like Tornado can pull both the Hog and Ice Golem into the middle of the arena, giving both of your towers time to chip away at them. The Royal Giant and Lightning synergy is all about brute force. The Royal Giant target your tower from a distance, while Lightning takes out any defensive troops or buildings in the way. To counter this combo, it's important to spread out your defenses and make sure you don't group your troops too closely. Cards like Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Inferno Tower can take down the Royal Giant, while cheaper troops can help bait out the Lightning spell without losing too much value. For example, placing an Electro Wizard or Musketeer far enough from your main defenses will force your opponent to choose between taking out your support troops or focusing on your tower. Graveyard plus Freeze is one of the most dangerous synergies in Clash Royale because it relies on catching you off guard. The Graveyard spawns a horde of skeletons around your tower, and the Freeze locks down your defenses, allowing the skeletons to pile up uncontested. To counter this, you need a fast-reacting deck with cheap counters like Archers, Poison, or Valkyrie. If you anticipate a freeze, keeping a card like Log or Fire Spirit in hand can clear out skeletons even while your defensive troops are frozen. Poison is also excellent for shutting down graveyard spawns over time, giving your tower enough time to survive. But Synergy isn't just limited to specific card combinations, it also applies to entire deck archetypes. Whether you play a beatdown, control, or cycle deck, Synergy is key to making your strategy work. Let's explore how Synergy functions within these archetypes. Beatdown decks revolve around building massive pushes, usually centered around high health tanks like Golem or Giant. The synergy in these decks comes from pairing your tanks with support units that help keep the push alive. Cards like Baby Dragon, Night Witch, or Electro Dragon is essential.
Sneaking Golem in the pocket. Okay, yo, there's so many decks, like... I never actually thought how many decks there are, bro.
In providing splash damage and clearing away enemy troops that threaten your tank. The key to beat down Synergy is elixir management. You need to carefully build up your push behind your king tower while defending efficiently. Once you reach double elixir, the synergy between your tank and support units becomes overwhelming for your opponent to handle. Patience is your greatest ally in beatdown decks. When your full push reaches the tower, no defense can stand up to the synergy of a well-supported tank. Control decks like Splash Yard and Log Bait focus on defending efficiently and then counter-pushing. These decks rely heavily on synergies that can stop enemy pushes in their tracks while setting up for a strong counterattack. Cards like Tornado plus Baby Dragon or Log plus Goblin Gang provide excellent defensive synergy, allowing you to turn defense into offense quickly. The control deck's synergy comes from its ability to manage tempo. By shutting down your opponent's pushes and using low-cost, high-efficiency cards, you can build a steady elixir advantage. Once you've defended, you counter-push with cards like Graveyard or Goblin Barrel to chip away at your opponent's tower. Control isn't about rushing the game, it's about dictating the pace. With the right synergies, you can stay one step ahead of your opponent at all times. Cycle decks are all about maintaining pressure through quick, cheap cycles. Cards like Miner, Hog Rider, and Wall Breakers shine in these decks because they can be played multiple times within a short span of time. The synergy in cycle decks comes from their ability to keep opponents on their toes, never allowing them to build a big push. The low-cost cards in cycle decks like Ice Spirit or Skeletons synergize with win conditions by providing quick defenses and chip damage, forcing the opponent to spend more elixir than they'd like. This constant pressure creates openings for your win condition to deal damage. Speed is your weapon in cycle decks. The faster you can cycle your cards, the harder it is for your opponent to keep up with your relentless pressure. Now that we've covered classic and advanced synergies, let's talk about creating your own. Crafting a deck with strong synergy requires experimentation and a deep understanding of how different cards interact. But you can easily craft your own synergy if you remember a few things in mind. Your win condition is the centerpiece of your deck. Whether it's Hog Rider, Graveyard, or Royal Giant, choose a win condition that suits your playstyle. Once you've picked your win condition, look for cards that can support it and protect it. Support cards should complement your win condition, either by protecting it or clearing the path for it. For example, if you're using Hog Rider, you might want cards like Firecracker or Musketeer to provide ranged support. Synergy is all about balance. Make sure that you have a healthy mix of offense, defense,
oh my goodness, yo. Who remembers Goblin Arena, bro? The Goblin Arena was like heck. Okay, let me not say heck. It was really, really hard to get out of, bro. I remember in 2016, I was a freaking... No, maybe not 2016. Maybe 2018. Nah, not 2000. No, I don't remember. When was the arena, Goblin Arena, the hardest arena to get out of, bro? Arena 20 is probably the Goblin Arena. Because, like, bro, I've been stuck in this arena for too long. Bro, Goblin Arena, bro, you actually had to understand the game because everybody was sweating their balls off to try to get out of this arena, bro.
Spells. If your deck is
like,
too
if
heavy,
you did not know how to play, if you played like a deck that just sucked, like, yo, you were gonna have the worst time in this arena, bro.
You'll struggle to defend. If it's too light, you won't be able to break through your opponent's defenses. Test your deck in different situations and adjust as needed. Every deck is like a puzzle. Each card is a piece that fits together to create a winning strategy. Master the synergy, and you'll master the game. Synergy in Clash Royale is more than just combining two cards. It's about understanding how the entire deck functions as a unit. It's about predicting your opponent's moves, countering their synergies, and optimizing your elixir usage. When you understand synergy, you don't just play cards, you play strategies. And once you've mastered synergy, you're gonna become addicted to winning. Speaking of addiction, a lot of us are addicted to Clash Royale. But do you know that there are some secret tricks that the game uses to actually manipulate its players? Watch this video next to find out how Clash Royale psychologically forces...
Whoa. I want to react to this. Should I wait? Should I wait for the other day, or I want to react to this right now? Well, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it.